My gardening friends. You are with Catherine here at Catherine's Garden and Home. And today is our live session of Grow, 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 Grow Together, Catherine's Garden and Home. Well, I love to do my show and tell. So I've been excited about the garden and especially the flowers and also the vegetables as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about the harvest and how to get the most out of the harvest. So I was not listening, I was reading my email. Let's see if I can put it on here. So I have my little computer here. And um, I was reading this from Florette. Remember I shared with you Erin from Florette Farms, Cut Flower Garden. Well, she had some zinnias that she has been trying to hybridize or come up with a specific type or a special type of zinnia. And we had a discussion about that. By the way, hello to everyone. How are you all doing? Those that are with me, so good to see you. There's some of you watching. That's good. Thank you so much for coming and joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. You can join me in the chat and we can have a conversation because I don't want to be by myself. So come and join me in the chat and we will discuss some of the things that are happening here um, for us in the garden as far as harvesting and so forth. Um, I I want to share with you this work from Erin. Erin, who is with this book. Um, Erin Benzakine, I guess is her last name. Benzakine. I might not be pronouncing her name very well, but anyway, she talks about flowers, and I love flowers. I specifically love zinnias and roses, and I love all of the other flowers as well. I love hydrangeas, and there are ways that we can possibly harvest them and save the harvest, preserve the harvest. Well, she sent out a beautiful um, email newsletter to to me and to whoever else who subscribed to or gave her their email, and she says preserving the harvest, dried flowers. Now I've never been one for really dry flowers because I figure, well, the flower is dead, it's gone, let's just throw it out. Why try to keep the dry flowers? But then sometimes when you get that special rose or that special flower or bouquet, and sometimes you just want to hold on to it a little bit longer, and it still has kept its color and form, then you don't mind saving the dried flowers. I even at one time had a dried flower press where you would put the petals of the flowers in between the press, and then it would help to stabilize it, and then you could use it for different artwork and things, or even using books. Remember the old telephone books? Using those books to create that. So I'm just excited about what she's saying here about this. Preserving the harvest. Learn simple ways to dry your flowers. And she's going to be giving I think, a workshop on this. She says, what I love most about dried flowers is that they allow you to preserve the abundance of summer to enjoy all year long, especially when the garden is fast asleep. Over on the Floret blog, you'll find a post dedicated to dried flowers, including the best varieties for drying, harvesting tips, and some fun design ideas for using your own dried flowers. And that kind of made me a little excited there that she's offering that. And then she gives a lot of pictures. So I went over, and she had a lot of pictures and things offering information about that. But I just wanted to hear your opinion and what you think about dried flowers, and how that is. What are your thoughts on that? I'm just trying to figure out if I can do this. Um, anyway, so I wanted to share that with you. Oh, Rambo, thank you. Because I felt like I was talking to myself. How are you? I felt like I was rambling. Yes, but it's so good to have you here with me. How you doing? I was about to stop and start all over again. I was wondering, am I really doing this right? But anyway, I'm trying to be faithful because I said I'll be here on Wednesdays around 5:30, and I was gathering things together. It's been a busy day, a full day, a beautiful day. How has your day been? I hope everything has been good for you all, and for you. So good to just be able to sit and relax. It's going to be raining here shortly because of um, the storm. There's a storm that is passing up. What did you say? Always good to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so I decided that I would come on out, and mine has been busy too. Yeah, yeah. So I just decided that I would come out, and we could just talk about harvesting and harvest. Right now, I don't know about your garden. With my garden, it is so full. Like the tomatoes, the cucumbers, the um, the pumpkins are coming in, the squash, everything is like coming in at once, and it's wonderful because there's such a great bounty. My peppers are getting larger, and I just have to start thinking about how am I going to preserve some of these things. Well, last year with the tomatoes, especially the grape tomatoes and the sweet 100s, they lasted for a long time. I mean, they as far as being able to pick them from the vine, they lasted into September for sure, and very delicious though, very delicious. I mean, this batch of sweet 100s, I just, when I'm in the garden and walking around, especially in the front garden over there, I've been just eating those tomatoes like if they're candy. It is so sweet. It is just wonderful. And I had my grandson over today, and I just fed him tomatoes. He was eating the tomatoes as if they were candy balls. He says apple, apple, but of course it's tomatoes, tomatoes. This year lost so much things, and some things are strange. Oh, wow, wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, well, I guess too, the thing is that we're all adapting. It's been a very strange year, and it just requires that we all adapt and change. And I guess it's just making us more creative and more intuitive and innovative, and just got to think of things differently than how we thought of them before. Um, but I'm glad that you've come to visit with me, and that we can still just enjoy the garden. You can enjoy my garden with me. Yeah, so I that's with the vegetables. Now with the flowers, um, they are full with natural sugars. Oh, okay, good. You mean they're enjoyable? Yeah, that's true. I'm because usually, Rambo, I'm not really a big fan of tomatoes. Just eating them like that. I like to cook them. I like tomato sauce and things like that. But this year, I just been enjoying eating them off the vine, the tomatoes, and the cucumbers just seem to be sweet too and crispy. And I just been enjoying the vegetables. My string beans earlier, they were delicious. Oh, and the okra. My okra is starting to flower and create okra pods. So I've been eating them. I got like three of them so far, and I just the day before one had developed. Today on two of the plants, I was able to harvest two okra. Yeah, I know it's only two, but it was delicious. I ate it raw. And usually, okra, especially when you're buying them in the package and in the store, it's so watery and it doesn't taste great. And it's just, I would never attempt to eat it raw. But I ate mine and it was just very, very delicious. Definitely don't survive to the potluck. No, it doesn't. Hello, Carter. Thank you, Sonia. Sonia, so glad that you came to join us. Yeah, yeah, Tanya Davis. I've been growing zinnias for years, and this is the first year I've cut them. Love bringing them into my home. Yes, Tanya, look at my bouquet. Wow, I have she has actually inspired me. Um, this is Erin from Cut Flower Garden, and she's really into zinnias. I've been following her on Instagram, and she's given like different clips and shown how she's going about hybridizing and coming up with different zinnias and saving the zinnia seeds. It is so exciting. I mean, you're getting like first-hand look on it through the Instagram. But then she also has, I've subscribed to her, well, she has an email list. So I'm on her email list. And she just sent a really, really nice note talking about harvesting flowers and harvesting things. And she was talking about drying the zinnias. Well, I don't know if I'm so much into dried um, flowers. I definitely want to dry my herbs. That I need to work on. And Angela's of Angela's Busy Bee and Homestead. I don't know if you've subscribed to her, but do. She's my good friend. And she has this rack that you can use where you can naturally air dry your herbs. And I don't know if you know Peaches. Peaches from, oh, I forget her name. Her her channel, but she's on Instagram and she has also a natural air drying process where you can use paper bags. Actually, the New Orleans gardener, she uses paper bags to dry her herbs, but I like what Angela was saying that you can put it outside in this netting thing and allow the airflow, the natural heat and the airflow to dry your herbs and in the paper bag, and then you can put them in the jar. So I was glad to hear that. She said because she mentioned the fact that the dehydrator, uses up a lot of energy, and we don't want to up our electric bills. So to allow nature to, there are amazing people in the world. Yes, there are. So I'm going to try that method again. I tried to dehydrating the herbs in the oven before, but for some reason didn't have the right texture. But I think natural drying of the herbs would be better. I think they would hold their seasoning, their essence a little bit better. But the only thing is just not getting mold, and allowing it to get moldy. So I'm gonna have to do some experimenting with that. But I was so happy to see Angela's Busy Bee Homestead, to see her drying her herbs that way. So now this is talking about drying. She was talking about drying flowers, and putting them together and then putting them up. Um, and I don't know if I really want to do that, hanging stuff in my house like that. I don't know. But I think I can do the paper bag. Natural way is always best way for me. Plus saves energy. Yes, Rambo. Yeah, the natural way. So I'm going to be experimenting with that and doing that. But Tanya, I found some really nice zinnias, and these zinnias. Hey Al, how are you? Oh, good to get. I'm glad you caught me. So good to have you here. Great arrangement. They make me smile. Yeah. You know, I did this morning. I did. Did I put this on? I think I did make a. I did make a. Was it this one? Did I put this on this morning? Yeah, this morning I collected these, and they are so beautiful. This is the one that I would like to have more of. This one. Isn't this one pretty? So I am marking this one, and I want more of these. I want to save the seeds of this. So that's how I think I'm going to preserve the plants, the zinnias. And this is from, it's amazing. It's from the Dollar Tree box. All of these zinnias came from that collection, from the Dollar Tree box, of zinnias, for $1. Zinnia seeds. And so, just $1. Could you imagine that? And I'm getting such beauty. If I had to go to the store to buy this, it would cost me a couple of dollars, right? But I have this. Hello, Deborah. How are you? So good to have you with me. Yeah, so this is what I think this I picked these this morning. I just decided that I was going to go out and just pick the flowers. I was just going to relax and just enjoy the morning. And it was like about 7 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I love the giant zinnia. I bought mine from the Dollar Tree as well. Yeah, I'm well, and I'm loving my zinnias. Yes, look at this one. Oh, I got bent. But isn't this beautiful? I think that is so beautiful. It's different. Oh my goodness. And you know what? You don't have to spend many dollars, or a lot of money for zinnias, because if you could just get it from the Dollar Tree for $1. But even better still, if we can save our seeds, then we look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. If we can save our seeds, then we can become our own hybridizers, our own you know, I don't know what the terms are, but we can have our own seeds and collect the ones that we really really like. We can be specific and select the ones that we really really like. I really love this one. I need to put to save this. I love it with the yellow in the middle. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now, this um, plant here, this was a pass-along plant. This is purple perilla, and this is edible. It's edible, and I have it all over the garden. I got a piece of it from a lady from the community gardens, and she just gave me one little sprig, and I put it in the yard, and it's seeded all over the place. I'm saving seeds from my flowers. Good, Deborah. Good, good, good. Look at this arrangement. And I'm just, so I decided that I would use this as a filler. And I think it shows off the plants so well, the flowers so well. Isn't that beautiful? And I was thinking, at first I started fussing with it. And I said, no, it looks so good. Like if I spent a long time arranging it. I didn't. Isn't it pretty? Okay, now the other thing I wanted to show you is this. I went just now into the garden and um I went into the garden and I picked these beautiful marigolds. You know, I have a lot of marigolds. And I got the marigolds from the Dollar Tree box. And they grew so big and so tall over by the cabbage. Look at that. They are so beautiful. But what is even more special, let me see if I can raise this up. What is even more special, yeah, from $1, and I still have so many left. What is more special is that I noticed that they were starting to seed. They're starting to seed. Let me see if I can get one that's really dried out. Um, you can see that? Can you see this? They're starting to go to seed. I bought marigolds from Dollar Tree, but I have yet to see a bloom. 4 weeks planted. Oh, sorry to hear that. You know, they are finicky because some I've transplanted some in a different area and it's taken a while. But don't worry, it will. It will. The season's not over yet. But here, ooh, let me see if I can get this. So this is what the seed looks like. This is what the seed pod looks like when it's dried. You see that? Yeah, I love the orange color too. And then they have some that has like a rusty kind of color. All right, so this is what the seed pod looks like, right? So if I open this up, see how I'm opening it up here? These are all seeds. I can start my seed saving today with you all. Um, Let me see if I can hold it up. I'm gonna have to stand up. So these are the seeds. These are the seeds here from the marigolds. You see what they look like? So now I've begun seed saving. And I think it was from this one. This one right here. Isn't that pretty? So I've already started. So these seeds came from this one here. And these are the seeds. These are the seeds. See the seeds? Look at all the seeds. Could you imagine if you were going to buy it from Burpee? Burpee would charge you what? $3 and change for all of these seeds that you can get for free? Isn't Mother Nature, the Creator, wonderful? Look at that. All those seeds. Now, all I need to do is get an envelope, you know, a mailing envelope, label it, and I have my seeds for next year. If we still had more time in the season, I could plant these seeds and I would get more. I would start a new crop of marigolds. It smells so good. I love the smell of marigolds. I like the fragrance. So that's isn't that exciting? Look at that. Let me put them in a safe spot over here. All right, let's look at some more. Look at this one. That is a totally different design than this one. Right? And I know I should be reading what you're saying. I'm coming. But here, so now this one is still drying, or maybe it's ready. It's not as good as that other one. So you want it a little bit more drier than this. You want it a little bit more drier than that. That's still kind of green. You want it to be like brown. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Here's another one in here. Let me show you. If you look down in here, you see what I'm pulling? There's this one in here. Um, it doesn't want to release itself. But anyway, aren't they pretty? Oh, here's one. Look at that. See that? Now that is a dried seed pod. That's a dried seed pod. So what you do is you just clip it like this off, right? And you want it real dry like that. And you just open it up. And here are all the seeds right in there. And you just pull off. All of this is the chaff. You don't want that. You just want the seeds. Sometimes I get lazy, right? I've saved seeds before, and I'd get lazy, and I just put the whole dried pod in an envelope. But it's better to really kind of separate them like this because you don't want them to get mold. You know, because if it's damp, it'll get mold. And this way, it can dry out a little bit better when you put it in the envelope. So you want to put it in an envelope or you could put it in a mason jar, someplace that's dry and cool, and you have seeds. So right now I have like a whole stash of seeds. Look at this. Here's another one. I just pulled it out like that. That's even easier. So all of these are seeds. Look at that. All right, now I'm going to look back and see what you all were saying. Okay. All right, so Deborah said, I planted them all over my garden and they are beautiful. What did you plant all over your garden? Let me see. Oh, something bit me. Let's see. What did you say? All righty, so let's go back. So Deborah said, I'm saving seeds from my flowers. That's good. Rambo said, that is a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Yes, it is. Wow, that is just amazing. I bought marigolds from Dollar Tree, but I have yet to see a bloom. 4 weeks planted. Yes, so Elle, they're going to come. It's just sometimes they're a little finicky. There's some that I have in certain areas that are delayed too. But I think it's the sun. See, I planted these over in the new section over there where I had put the herbal tea and where they get a lot of sun. So that's why they're happy. They're really sun-loving, the marigolds. I mean, they can be planted in the shady area or partial shade, and you'll have blooms, but you won't have a lot of blooms. You won't have the same vigor in them. She smiles. Love that orange. Sonia, you love the orange color? Yeah, they're beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this orange color, and I love the fact that it's a strong color. It's strong. The hue is rich. Excuse me. And it blends really well. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. It blends really well with yellow. And I happen to like yellow. Some people don't like yellow, but I like yellow. Okay, let's see. I'm missing, okay. Love that orange color. They will open soon, Rambo says. I planted them all over my garden. They are beautiful. Oh, great, Deborah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think it's good, and the color for the price. I mean, you put in $1 and you gave the energy of planting it, and now you have the harvest. Yeah. So, how do you preserve the harvest? By saving the seeds so that you will have it again for next year. Or you can dry the flowers. And I'm not really into drying flowers. Um, that much. But definitely, I think that you'll be able to dry the zinnias. It will be much more easier to dry, I think, than maybe the marigolds. I'm not sure. That's something new to explore. They will open soon. I planted them over my garden. They okay. Hello, Catherine, and hello everyone. Yankee sister, you're in the house. Good to have you with us. Yeah, good to have you. Yes. Pursuing righteousness? Me too. Oh, I wish I had known that before pulling my marigolds. Known what? Yeah, that you could save the seeds? Yeah, you could save the seeds. Wow. Deborah. Uh-huh. Okay, what you say? Great idea for using jars. Yeah, I saw Laura of Garden Answer. She just did a video. Laura of Garden Answer. Garden Answer. She just did a video on saving seeds from her garden. She has a cut flower garden, and she's saving her seeds. So she showed how you could either use an envelope, or you could use the mason jars or jars and save her seeds. So that's the idea with putting it in the jars, and the thing is to keep it dry. Um, just like when you're saving your seeds from your peas or beans. If you plant peas or beans, then you put it in a jar. You know, that's the same idea. Keeping it from getting mildew and all of that sort of stuff. Miss Catherine, has been a pleasure. Unfortunately, yes, Rambo. Due to the time, it is late here in UK, but still had to come in you and your amazing channel. Much love. God bless everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same without you. So glad you stopped in from the UK. You don't know how that makes me feel. That is so special that you actually would give me your time. I appreciate it. And I honor you. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams. Yes, and continue to harvest and be blessed. Enjoy the bounty of the season. Yeah, so I have work to do here. I have quite a few dried ones here, and you have helped me, my wonderful people, to get myself started on seed saving here. And I can make this into a nice bouquet, which it is already, of wonderful, wonderful marigolds. So that is one of the things that I wanted to show you all. And then I also brought out my cookbook. Now, I am not a cook, okay? I'm not claiming to be a cook of it for in any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I cook because I'm hungry and I want some food to eat. So I'm not into making any special, fancy meals. But I do want to be able to use my vegetables that I'm gathering now, to use them now, and to eat them and enjoy them fresh. And, I think that now, especially with all that is going on in the world, that we definitely need to eat fresh foods. I'm just putting these aside here. We need to eat fresh. We need to make ourselves, force ourselves to eat our vegetables and our tomatoes and cucumbers. Make those salads. You can have a little meat on the side if you want, if you're not vegan. But whatever, or even just making some vegetable juices. Like, that I should have had a V8. I'm kind of aging myself, I guess, or dating myself. But you remember the V8 commercial where it says, I should have had a V8, where it has all of the different vegetables together and they're telling you to drink that? Well, you can make your own V8. And I actually took out my NutriBullet. I have the NutriBullet to make smoothies with, and I filled it up with tomatoes because I had such an excessive amount of ripe tomatoes in on my counter, and it was becoming so overwhelming. And starting to accumulate fruit flies and so forth. I said I had to do something with them, and I wasn't going to throw them away. So what I did was I took out, you could take out your blender too, and put it in, and I made myself some tomato juice. And then I put it in the refrigerator and allowed it to chill. Well, my daughter said, "Oh, you're going to drink that, Mom?" Well, I put it in the glass. I kind of pulled off the top so that I would get more of the liquid, instead of the pulp and so forth. So I pulled off the top, and then I put it in the glass, and I drank it, and it was so delicious. It was so cold and refreshing, and because those tomatoes had had a chance to ripen, it was so sweet. It was just like if I had put sugar inside inside the juice. So I gave it to her so that she could drink it, and she enjoyed it. She said, "Wow, Mom, this actually tastes good." That was her response. So that's something that we can do to preserve, or actually preserve our bodies and strengthen our bodies and help us to eat and drink healthy, these wonderful vegetables. We can create smoothies with them. Tanya Home Gardening. Good evening from the UK. Hey! Am I pronouncing your name right? Tana? Tana. Thank you for coming by. My UK people are showing up. That's so nice. Yes, I should have had a V8. Deborah, you know what I'm talking about, huh? Yes. She says, I'm trying to save as many seeds as possible and put them in envelopes and jars. Yes, Yankee sister. So that's what I was showing here of the marigold seeds. And this is what the seeds look like to start saving them. And then I was showing the seed pod, what it looks like. An example of a marigold seed pod. So that when you see this, this is what you want to save. This is the flower part. You just pull it off, right? Pull that off, and then if you open it up, you will see the seeds. They actually come out pretty easy when they're dried. So all of these are possible plants. Look at that. And then you can choose the type that you want by being selective. So that pod came from this flower type. That pod came from this flower type here. So if I save that seed, then I will get that type of flower. Whereas I have this other style here. And you know what? Even within each flower is so unique and different that it will never be the same. Each flower here, even on the same plant, is different. And so it's original. Each flower is an original. And that's the same with us as human beings. We're each an original. We're all different and unique. There's no two of us in the world. Look at that one. Isn't that different? That's so different from this one. And that's what Creator has done. and he's given us the opportunity to to harvest these and to plant and to even try and pick the ones that we really like. My orange marigolds match my coral gladiolas. Oops. From the Dollar Tree. Gladiolas are beautiful. I didn't buy any of the gladiolas from the Dollar Tree because um, I usually buy them. If I would have bought them, I would have bought them from Costco. But I haven't had as much success from Costco. So now, next year, I'm going to buy my gladiolas from the Dollar Tree. Um, since so many people have had success with the Dollar Tree glads. So the other thing in preserving our harvest and enjoying our harvest, I pulled out my taste of home casseroles, slow cookers, and soups. 536 family pleasing recipes. My cookbook. I got this cookbook from my secretary. She gave it to me for Christmas. And they had this salesman coming by selling books and things during the Christmas holidays. And I would let him come in and sell to the parents and the teachers and so forth. Set up his little book stand because I'm really into books. I want people to read books and look at books. And I was trying to encourage that. And so I allowed him to come in. And he brought this book, this cookbook, and I was speaking to my secretary, and she said, "Dear Miss Constant, you are my boss, but most of all, you are my friend. I treasure you. Enjoy this book and do some cooking sometimes. Smile." And it's amazing because at the time, I didn't have time to cook because I'm busy doing other things, teaching and so forth. And but now that I have the time, and now that I have my own vegetables, fresh vegetables, I want to prepare them in a way that is enjoyable. It's getting to that time for stick to the ribs meals. Yes, Yankee sister. So they have here some good casseroles. Let me show you. So with all those tomatoes, now look, right here, they show you a picture of tomatoes and beans. And those of you who are planting beans and tomatoes, you can start to make your own meals, make your own tomato sauce. And look, the herbs, rosemary, sage, and all of that. Canadian meat pie. Wow, that sounds good. And they have some sprigs of thyme and sage there. Look at the broccoli. Broccoli biscuit squares. Now, I am not a cook, but doesn't this make you want to cook? At least it's making me want to take this out and start to think about how am I going to feed my family some of this wonderful food that we're growing. Because that's the other thing. We're growing I love one dish meals. Yeah. We're growing all of this food, but what good is it if it's going to waste? We need to be able to eat this. Look at this one. Look at this. This is beef and the peppers. Check those peppers out in the steak right there. And now I have fresh peppers that I can add to the steaks and the beef steaks. And look at the stews. They have making me hungry. Look at the different stews. Look at the stews here. The celery and carrots and all that good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to be creative and don't let our wonderful harvest go to waste. Yeah. So what time is it? Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful cookbook. Yeah. I'm so glad that she gave it to me. But if there are plenty of places though that you can get recipes and things. So even just starting to gather those recipes so that you can start to think about how you're going to utilize your harvest. How are you going to make your harvest, um, you know, productive? How are you going to preserve your food? And some people create chutneys. They create stews and they they can it. I'm not into canning, but I am into freezing. And I what I've done in the past is cut up my different vegetables and put them in the freezer, in freezer bags, and store them and use them throughout the winter to make stews and soups and things like that. So that's one way of preserving your harvest. Also, don't be afraid to gather your seeds too as well, so that next year you'll be able to grow your food. Just in case something happens. I mean, things are happening in the world so fast, so you don't know what tomorrow will bring. So it's good to start to figure out how can you preserve some of these things that you are growing, just in case. And that's why I planted pumpkins and winter squash, because I know that I'll be able to eat them in the winter. That's because of the times, Miss Catherine, going back to the good old days. Yeah, yeah. I plan to do a lot of canning, dehydrating, freezing for later meals. Yes, Yankee sister. Yeah. And so we have to start thinking that way. You don't want to eat a lot of canned foods, in the can, the aluminum cans, because it's not as fresh, especially if you are growing your food. Well, how can you preserve your food for later times? And so freezing is a good way. Some people can. If you have beans, save your beans to put in your stews, um, and save your seeds for next year as well. So that's pretty much all that I have to offer you today. But it was fun. And oh, look at these seeds right here. And oh, I have so many seeds here. And know that, when you put in the effort, you're going to be very satisfied later on that you put in the effort to save your seeds, to enjoy, your harvest, that you're preserving your harvest, and that you are enjoying gaining the bounty. Yes. Gathering the bounty. And that's a good thing. And in the meantime, you're eating well. And you're also enjoying the beauty of the flowers, creating your own beauty. And the thing is that your family members, they're going to enjoy it too. Have a good night. Tana, yes, home gardening. Thank you so much for joining me from the UK. How exciting. And I have Sonia from California and others from around, from Connecticut and so forth. Thank you so much, you all, for coming and joining me here in this live. Yes, yes, we all need to prepare for tomorrow. Yeah, because it's very critical right now that we prepare for these winter months. Um, we don't know what's going to be happening, and you want to make sure that you are self-sufficient. So start thinking that way, and know that you've had this joy now in the summer of planting and gathering and everything. You want to put it together. It's been so much fun, Miss Catherine and fam, this evening, having a peaceful night and blessings all. Thank you, L. Anderson. Yeah. So I will see you again next week, God willing. And I think He is. That we could come together and we can have a little fun, smile, enjoy one another, say hello. And I hope that you'll be able to have a good night's rest. Blessings on all of you. Take care. Make sure that you eat well, that you make your teas, do whatever it is that you can. Enjoy yourself and be safe. And if you have not given me a thumbs up, hit the like button. Thank you, Miss Catherine, for your time. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sonia. Make sure you give me a thumbs up before you all leave so that YouTube will know that I am here and that I have you all. So that he will continue to give me what I need, you know, the notifications and so forth. You as well. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, everyone, thanks so much for joining me. And I am tired. I had a long day. I was up early and I had an exciting day. And I really enjoyed sharing my bounty even from this morning, because I cut these beautiful flowers this morning, and now I'm able to share with you this evening again. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Be excited about your flowers, and I will continue to share the garden with you. Have a wonderful evening. Yay! As we grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. Come on in, grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. Yeah, grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. Yes, grow, 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 grow together in Catherine's garden and home. Yes, let's have some joy. Grow, 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 grow. Yeah, it's grow, 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 grow. Yeah, 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 yeah. Grow together. Mm, mm, grow together. Yes, we will grow together. Grow together. Catherine's garden and home. Yeah. You say that woman is so silly. Yeah, but we gotta smile, we gotta laugh, we gotta dance, we gotta make ourselves happy. There's so many things to make you down, but you gotta just let the joy of the garden lift your spirits up. The company of being with good people, the company of gardeners. Oh, this is so exciting. You make me so happy. I was about to wind down, but I think I wound myself up. As we grow, 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 grow together. Catherine's garden and home. Yeah, yeah. Grow, 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 grow together. I praise God for your spirit. Thank you, Catherine's garden and home. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. Yes, Catherine's garden and home. Yes, the flowers make me happy, and you all make me even more happy. Yeah, it's so good to be able to enjoy life with others. And even if it's through the internet. Wow, could you imagine that? I got friends around the world, and I feel so blessed. So have a wonderful evening, my wonderful, wonderful gardening friends. And see you next time right here in Catherine's Garden and Home. Have a good night, my loves. Bye. See ya, see ya, see ya. Bye. Catherine's garden at home. Bye.